Hi, boys and girls. Buenas noches. I'm gonna read this storybook. It is called Alice in Wonderland. Alice's Tea Party. Let's begin the story. Alice was sitting in a tree with her cat, Dina, listening to her sister read a book out loud. Actually, Alice wasn't really listening. She was busy making a daisy chain and playing with Dina. Suddenly, a white rabbit hurried by, looking at his pocket watch and yelling, "I'm late! I'm late! No time to say hello! Goodbye! I'm late!" He must be He must be going somewhere important, Alice said, as the tardy bunny disappeared into a large rabbit hole. Alice was very curious, so she followed him into the hole. She had crawled only a little way when she found herself falling down, down, down. She landed in a strange place with magic mushrooms, talking flowers, and some very unusual creatures. And that place was Wonderland. So you can see Alice sitting on a tree with her pet Dina playing with her. And then here's the bunny. He's late. He's running late. But let's see where they go. I must find the white rabbit, Alice said. She began walking and came upon a gate in the woods. Behind the gate was a large house with a thatched roof. Alice stepped through the gate and saw a long table. The table was set with all kinds of teapots, cups, and saucers. The teapots were whistling a merry tune, and they were dancing too. Alice's eyes opened wide. Then she heard voices singing a very strange little song about birthdays. Suddenly, Alice noticed a gentleman wearing a tall green hat. He was the Mad Hatter. And next to him, wearing a red jacket, was the March Hare. Alice was very thirsty, so she decided to sit down. Wow. This looks fun. Alice in Wonderland. Let's see what Alice is gonna do, boys and girls. The Mad Hatter and the March Hare continued to sing, "Chula, chula." When the song ended, Alice clapped. "No, no, no!" cried the Mad Hatter, just noticing Alice. "You can't sit there. It is rude to sit down without being invited," said the March Hare. "It is very, very, very rude," piped a little dormouse from inside a teapot. "I was enjoying the singing so much," Alice explained. "You enjoy our singing?" asked the March Hare. "What a delightful child!" cried the Mad Hatter. "Please join us for a cup of tea." He pointed to a cup that had somehow become stuck to his elbow. Then the March Hare poured tea into another cup. "I'm sorry I interrupt your birthday party," said Alice, reaching for the cup. The March Hare pulled back the cup of tea before Alice could take it. So they invited Alice for a cup of tea to drink. Some cup of tea sounds good. And there's Alice. Now let's see what happens next. "This is an unbirthday party," said the Mad Hatter. Alice looked puzzled. "It is simple The Mad Hatter told her, "There are 365 days in a year. If your birthday is one day, that leaves 364 unbirthdays." "That means today is my unbirthday too," cried Alice. "What a small world," said the Mad Hatter. The Mad Hatter and the March Hare both began to sing "Tra tra," and the teapot started whistling and dancing again. When they had finished, the Mad Hatter pulled a cake out from under his hat. "For you," he said to Alice. "Now make a wish and blow out your candles." Wow. So I guess it's a birthday for Alice. Alice wished that she would find the white rabbit, then blew out the candle. The cake sailed off the table like a rocket and exploded into fireworks. Kaboom! "Now, is there any way we can help you?" asked the Mad Hatter. "Oh, why, yes," said Alice. "I'm looking for the white rabbit." "Clean up, move down," cried the Mad Hatter. Before Alice could finish what she was saying, "But my cup is clean," said Alice. "I haven't even taken a sip." "It doesn't matter. Move down," the Mad Hatter cried out. Then he and the March Hare each took Alice by the hand and led her around the table. Wow. And look at that cake. It looks delicious. So now they're going to be friends with Alice. They're going to help her, but I think Alice got a little bit shy. But let's see what happens next. Once they were settled in their new seats, the March Hare poured Alice another cup of tea, but the Mad Hatter put too much sugar in it. When Alice took a sip, she got a sugared mustache. You see what's here? A sugared mustache. "So how can we help you?" asked the Mad Hatter. "It all started while I was with Dina, my cat," Alice began. "Cat!" cried the Dormouse. Popping up from the teapot, he raced around the table until the Mad Hatter caught him and put him back in the teapot. "Get the jam!" yelled the March Hare. "Put it on his nose!" As Alice spread jam on the mouse's nose, the March Hare handed her another cup of tea. But as soon as Alice had lifted the cup, the Mad Hatter called, "Wait up! Move down!" Wow, a good storybook. The Mad Hatter and the March Hare each took one of Alice's hands and once again moved her around the table. "Continue your story," the March Hare said. Alice was tired of moving down and not getting any tea, but she still wanted to find the white rabbit, so she continued her story. I was sitting with my Alice didn't want to say cat for fear that she would upset the Dormouse again, so she whispered the word to the Mad Hatter. Cat. "Tea? Did you say tea?" the Mad Hatter said. "Is half a cup all right?" asked the March Hare. He used a knife to cut a cup right down the middle. The Mad Hatter poured some tea into one half, and somehow it stayed inside. But Alice still didn't get to drink anything because the March Hare took the cup and drank it himself. Oh wow, that looks yummy. I guess Alice is trying to explain her story, but they seemingly, I don't know if they're listening or not. Let's see. Would you care for some tea? Asked the March Hare. Yes, said Alice, but, well, if you don't care for tea, the Mad Hatter said, you could at least make polite conversation. I have been trying, said Alice. I'm trying to ask about the white. Wait, I have an idea, interrupted the March Hare. Let's change the subject. Alice couldn't believe her ears as the Mad Hatter asked a riddle about a raven and a writing desk. I haven't the time for this, said Alice, rising. Time? Time? Who's got the time? Asked the Mad Hatter. Suddenly Alice heard a familiar voice. Oh, let's see. She heard a voice. Who could it be? Let's see, who could it be? No time. I'm late, said the White Rabbit, so he hurried by. Wait! I want to talk to you, cried Alice. She started to run after him, but then remembered her manners. Thank you for the tea, Alice called over her shoulder to the Mad Hatter and the March Hare before she realized she hadn't any to drink. Well, thanks for the party. Alice raced after the White Rabbit. He ran around the corner, and when Alice made the turn, he was gone. Finally, Alice decided she wanted to go back home. She began to run and run. Suddenly, she was floating through space. The next thing she knew, she was under the tree with her cat Dina curled up in her lap. Her sister was still reading to her. Aww, that's so cute. She was trying to find the rabbit, but she found the rabbit. But the White Rabbit, he was still late. But late for what? Let's see. Later that day, Alice was telling Dina about her adventures in Wonderland. And can you believe after all that I didn't get to drink any tea? Said Alice. It is certainly not how I would treat a guest. Then Alice got a wonderful idea. She decided to have an unbirthday tea party of her own, where she would make sure her guests got to drink all the tea they wanted. Alice got right down to the planning. Now whom should I invite to my party? She said. She decided not to invite the crazy Mad Hatter or the March Hare, because no one would get to drink any tea. I will only invite boys and girls who have good manners, Alice declared. Dina looked at Alice and flicked her tail. Don't worry, dear, Dina said Alice. You are invited to my tea party too. Aww, so our friends and her pet, Dina. She's a sweet friend to have. Happy with her guest list, Alice began to think about the type of invitation she wanted to send. She decided she would draw dainty little teapots and cups and cut them out of colorful paper. Then she would paste them onto the invitations. On the inside, Alice would write a little poem. Oh my, let us see, said Alice. After a few moments, she came up with this. As you can see, it is time for tea. Please mark the date and don't be late. I can't let my guests go hungry, said Alice. What shall I make? After some thought, Alice decided to make tea sandwiches with the crust cut off, cinnamon toast with lots of sugar, and raisins, a fruit salad served in pretty bowls, and of course, lots of berry tea with fresh orange slices. Everyone can have as many cups of tea as they like, said Alice. So look, boys and girls, she made her own tea. Now she's made her own invitation to a tea party, inviting her friends. That is a good friend to have. Alice wasn't sure what she would do with her guests once their tummies were nice and full, but then she had a wonderful idea. A party without games wouldn't be much fun at all, said Alice. First they play hide and seek, and then ring around the rosy, and finally Alice's favorite game, musical chairs. Alice just knew it would be so much fun. When all the delicious food was eaten and all the games played, it would be time for her guests to leave. Alice imagined herself saying goodbye to her friends. She would and curtsy and thank them dearly for coming to her tea party, and of course her friends would thank her for having such a fantastic party. Look, they're having fun at the tea party. Alice's Wonderland tea party. That's so fun. Suddenly, Alice gave a great big yawn. All this planning was certainly making her feel very sleepy. She closed her eyes, and in no time, she was fast asleep, happily dreaming about the wonderful tea party she was going to have. And that is the end of our story. I'll be right back with my buddies, boys and girls.